Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Now, I know I did a lot of these videos in the past over the channel, gun violence in video games, but I needed to talk about it once more, simply because of the absurdity that I continue to hear on a daily basis about this topic. Like the other day, I heard someone on a podcast, he didn't go into full detail, but he stated that maybe kids shouldn't have access to these types of games if it invokes violence, and I have a myriad of issues with that, because, they're usually talking about the firearms and things like that. So, I'm just going to get right into this. Here's topic number 1 about why this is just plain retarded. I know I've made a video like this before, but bear with me. First of all, why are you blaming video games when you shouldn't have access to most of these firearms as it is? For example, why is it that you need an AR-15 to protect your home? People like to play that card, who are like, oh, we don't want our guns regulated. So why do you need a semi-automatic rifle to protect your home? A simple pistol won't do? Oh no, you need a freaking AR-15, and let's not forget, there are people who have a hold of automatic weapons. Fully automatic weapons, I kid you not. If you go to the gun store, even though you may not be able to purchase most of them, they shouldn't even be there. You should not be seeing a local gun store stocked with, M16s and M4s. That's just not how that should work. Shotguns as well. Are you kidding me? How far is self-defense? Why are you giving just regular citizens access to these incredibly powerful firearms? Does that make sense to anyone? Think about it for a second. You're talking about giving these firearms to people who 9 times out of 10 just probably have a simple gun license. They don't necessarily have experience and discipline to be able to just know when they should and should not pull the trigger, know when they should, I guess, walk around with a gun, if it's really for their safety. Most of the time, these people just buy it because they buy it and they just want to shoot stuff. They should not have access to these very advanced, powerful weapons. I just don't think that. And they blame video games as a source of someone having easy access to freaking automatic weapons. It's insane and it's retarded, and it completely goes against their argument, because if they weren't there, a lot of these school shootings would not be as bad as you think. Just think about going into a school with a pistol instead of I know that sounds really dark, but just think about how easier, I guess, the cops would be able to take someone down if they just had a pistol compared to freaking fully automatic weapons. It just makes no sense. Alright, next topic. They slander video games and wants them regulated, but really do not want their guns regulated. Let's think about this for a second, guys. I know this is kind of relating to topic 1, but they're essentially asking that video games that involve violence in any kind of way need to be regulated, and you need to be a certain age and things like that, right? Okay, so explain, just explain to me this, someone, please. Why do you want a virtual world with no real consequence on the real world to be regulated, but you don't want the items that cause a lot of these incidents to be regulated in the real world? Can we just appreciate that real quick? They're asking for regulation of video games, but are completely abhorrent to the idea of them not being able to have access to firearms. And no one's saying that they shouldn't have access to any. We're just saying that they should not have access to incredibly powerful ones. Oh, but I totally need my shotgun to defend my house. I totally need an automatic weapon to defend my house. A simple pistol? Oh no, that won't do. I need a shotgun. I need an automatic. You don't want those regulated. You don't want those regulated. However, you want to come and approach video games where you're only pulling a virtual trigger. Interesting, is it not? You know, that no one ever talks about it because they're saying, oh, you just want our guns taken away. Well, you want our games taken away. We're not going and killing people in the real world. What are you doing with your guns? Shooting crap in the real world and effing people up. Are you not? What are we doing on the game? Oh, yeah, we're shooting each other in the game. But guess what? There's a respawn button. I don't think there's a respawn button for real life, buddy. But you want to regulate video games and completely ignore the fact that it's mainly due to the guns and a lack of regulation on that part. It's ridiculous. Now let me go into like one of the final arguments. They're not really giving a valid argument in any of these cases. They're not. In any case, whether it's I want video games regulated, or you can't touch my guns, or it's completely making them violent, let's just appreciate how many things there are that quote-unquote make someone violent. Let's look at some movies, shall we? Saw, for example. Do you seriously think in a day and age where it's completely easy to get a hold of media in any form or fashion, that your kid, because, you know, this is mainly directed at kids, can't pull up, like, gore movies? But that's made. You know, that's made, and it looks a lot more realistic in a lot of cases than video games, right? And they have no intention, nor should they, of regulating these movies. You know, you can put the R-rated restriction and all that, but I mean, come on, guys. We know how easy it is to get past crap like that. So, let's not even really think about that. So, we've got that. Sports. You know how many times someone's died during a football game? You know how many times someone has literally gotten beaten to death on live television? But no, you know, virtual worlds, people, with no real world consequence, are totally to blame for the societal abhorrency that we are seeing on essentially a regular basis now. School shooting after school shooting, mass shooting after mass shooting. I won't be surprised if the next trend is school bombings at this rate. But you know, it's totally the virtual world's fault. You know, the fact that people can get a hold of these fully automatic weapons. Oh, no, it's totally the video game's fault when you think about it. Like, no one is really giving argument to this thing. Like, they're just saying, oh, it's totally their games making them bad because they want an scapegoat. They don't ever want to think about the fact that maybe, just maybe, the government isn't doing a good job ensuring that people don't have access to really powerful freaking items. They don't want to consider that for a moment, and it is why video games are, I'm not going to say like full on in danger, but with these freaking days where we've got idiots trying to get in powerful positions of authority and crap, I wouldn't be surprised if they try and regulate games or something. So we got to stay on our toes about that. What's the most shocking thing about it, though, is just the fact that it's like they refuse to acknowledge that it's not the video game in any way, shape, or form. But I just can't fathom the fact that you're blaming something that isn't real for real world consequences. I don't understand that. It just doesn't make sense. Like, I would argue like things like violent sports, you know, football, like someone literally just tackling the heck out of someone, breaking limbs and crap like that. Like, come on, man. Like, and that's praise. That's like everyone around them. They're like, yeah. Everyone's cheering when people are getting like obliterated with a tackle. Like, you don't think that's making people a bit more violent since that's a bit more normalized and it's praised? It's just, It's just a mess, man. No one wants to acknowledge the fact that maybe, just maybe, it's not virtual. It's not the virtual thing causing the problem. It's the real thing. It's insane. It's insane, man. And we should not be having to go through it for our video games, because I just don't see how a virtual world can make someone violent. I really don't. I'd highly say that in a lot of these cases where it's killers and stuff, they're not mad because they lost in a video game. They're pissed off because something that someone didn't do to help them and things like that. They're pissed off because of a bully. They're pissed off because of a relationship. All these other things. And you know what those things are? Real world. Real world issues, not virtual world. So with that being said, that's pretty much going to bring this video to a close. I do hope you guys enjoyed that. I know I made, a few videos on gun violence in video games, but I'm probably going to have to keep making them as long as they're coming after the video games, because I'm really sick of hearing the absolute biased argument. And I understand that I'm a bit biased in my argument towards defending them, but it just doesn't make sense to blame something that is virtual for a real world problem. That's like blaming let me think of it, like a freaking, I don't know, a virtual puzzle for being unable to disarm a bomb, that's retarded. So with that being said, I just want to inform you all that I have created an amino. It will be linked into the comments. Please stop by if you have free time or whatever. I do listen to video requests, I just don't really get them. But I'm just letting you know, there's an amino. I also wanted to thank everyone for 160 subs. It's insane, the growth of the channel. It's really going well, and I'm really being encouraged to continue uploading. As always, I just want to inform you that if you would like to subscribe to the channel, the only way is to hit subscribe and the notification bell, because yay YouTube. And as always, rate the video what you think it deserves. Tell me what you want to see in the future in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.